All right. So if you agree or disagree, you can disagree with me all you want, and I appreciate that. Matter of fact, I wish you would. Text says, old Dumbo Donald sure has backed himself into a corner. Either he gets ridiculed for being the biggest chicken bluffer on the planet, or he attacks, alienates, and ruins the U.S. economy and likely the global economy. I can't wait to reminisce about $4 a gallon gasoline being cheap. Dex says, is Trump really so stupid to think that if he bombs Iran into oblivion that other countries won't respond? Iran may be a weak nation, but other countries like China and Russia are not. This fool is not going to be happy until he gets us into World War III, says a texter. Let's go to the phones and let's talk to Jim. You're on the show. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, Dave. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, Jim. You sound great, man.
Oh, thank you. I've been doing real well. I'm getting out in the sunshine now and sitting out there, but I forget my sunglasses and suntan lotion, but that's another story.
All right. What's on your mind?
I was really shocked at the announcement this morning that Governor Morrissey will not seek another term and that he's going to run for the state Senate. So I'm looking ahead, and I would like
where did this announcement come from? He has endorsing people for state senate. He's not made that announcement.
I heard it somewhere, and I was rather shocked.
Well, it's shocking to me too because that's the first I've heard of it, Jim. But we'll look into it. Okay, so you would be shocked by that.
Yeah, I would think that he would seek maybe at least one more term, but there is somebody that is very capable, and that's Ben Salango of the Kanawha County Commission. He's president now, and I think he would do wonders for the state. He worked hard in his last campaign as governor, but now a lot more people know him. And I think it would be a good time if that's what Governor Morrissey decided.
See, a lot of people, Jim, think that Governor Morrissey is going to face opposition in the next election for his reelection from former Senator Jim Justice, who's going to come back and run against Morrissey in 2028. To that, you would say what?
I think Jim Justice would get back in office because he went straight to the Senate and Congress. He's done a lot of things, and I think he would be right back in office. It might be interesting to see on both parties who would be in the running.
All right. Jim, as always, we appreciate your call. Don't get sunburned out there, okay? Because even though it's cool outside here in the Charleston area, the sun is pretty bright. Be careful out there, okay?
It's too cold today. I'll wait till tomorrow.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says, Dave, what's up with your boys TJ and Dave bootlicking the president for driving up gas prices and starting an unnecessary war? They told us listeners we need to sacrifice on gas prices so Trump can wage war. I think Dave and TJ are part of the syndicated conservative anger media, also known as scam, says texter. Text says, tuning in for my daily dose of Trump derangement syndrome, and as usual, you don't disappoint. Text, what this administration, doesn't understand is, as James Carville said, it's all about the economy. I couldn't care less what Iran has or doesn't have. I just want to be able to afford to buy meat again. I'm right there with you on that aspect of it. My wife and I went to the grocery store over the weekend, and had my eye on some steaks and quickly had my eye on some potted meat after that. Text says, Amanda, why are you praising people for fighting a war of aggression? Iran wasn't a threat outside the U.S., meddling in their regional affairs. These soldiers don't deserve praise for killing in the name of Donald Trump. I will totally leave that one alone. Text says, hey, Dave, our Reds have won 4 in a row. Indeed, they have. Text says, is Howard Monroe your real father? You two have way too much in common. Well, Not unless Howard Monroe was running around Georgia in the late 1960s, when I would have been conceived and born in near Columbus, Georgia in 1970. So I don't know. Don't want to get rumors. Look, the thing about it is people listen to radio people or anybody that gives their opinion, and they think that they can pigeonhole them and say that. Now, some people, it's easy. You know, the late, great Rush Limbaugh, you knew what his politics were. All right. But I think most of us tend to be a little bit more somewhere in the middle on things. Look, if anybody that thinks that I am liberal, talk to me about the economy and my thoughts on the economy. Ask me my opinion, and I can do objective interviews. Ask me my opinion on things like harm reduction. Ask me my opinion on things like naloxone. You're going to find that your boy here ain't liberal by any stretch of the imagination. Text says, I don't know what War General Trump lover is watching. By the way, reference to Berner, who we had on the show earlier. I don't know what War General Trump lover is watching, but it looks like the Iranian regime seems to be holding up. They have the global economy held by okay, I don't think I can say that part. They have Trump on the ropes looking like a clown. They've showed that the U.S. isn't invincible. They're proving that Americans don't have a taste for war once economics at home become unstable. All they have to do is not lose, and they win, says a texter. Text totally unrelated, says Dave. A word about workforce participation. Take anything negative you've heard about people not wanting to work and times 1,000. I own a small business. We do a lot of manual labor, but it isn't backbreaking. I start at $20 an hour, and I can't find people. So, yeah, the problem with workforce participation is real. Text, did you know that you don't have to support soldiers who are paid to kill other people for economic interest? There's nothing in the Constitution or your religion that requires supporting paid killers. Supporting the paid killers is an individual choice that you'll have to answer to God for. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Some sad news here out of Nashville. Country music superstar Ray Stevens has broken his neck. 87 years old. He is in recovery. One of our texters sent me this. He's hospitalized in Nashville after a fall left him with a broken neck. The great Ray Stevens. Certainly wishing him well. 18 minutes away from 3. We will take a break and come back after this.
Looking to advance your career without putting life on hold? Earn your MBA from Glenville State University in as little as 18 months. Choose from in-demand concentrations like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and healthcare administration. Whether you're leading teams, analyzing data, or protecting digital systems, our programs are designed for working professionals who want flexibility and results. Take the next step with an MBA from Glenville State University. Learn more and apply today at glenville.edu.
We'll be right back. This is MetroNews Midday. MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
KidHungry.org.
Welcome back to the show. 13 away from 3 o'clock on this Tuesday afternoon. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. You can get in touch with us on Open Line West Virginia. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says, do you think Iran has ever spoken the truth? Howard Monroe, communist liberal. What we are doing should have been done years ago. Half the stuff President Trump says he doesn't believe. You do not know what's going on behind the scenes. I agree. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and we don't need to know what's going on behind the scenes. So I read this text during the break several times. So I'm just asking the question. You say, the text says, half the stuff President Trump says he doesn't believe. Now, am I to infer from that texter that what you are saying is half of the stuff that comes out of our president's mouth, he doesn't believe? If that's what, I don't want to put words in your mouth or on the screen, as the case may be. But if you're saying that half the stuff that the president says he doesn't believe, then why does he say it to begin with? I ain't trying to fight with you. I'm just axing, Text says, beautiful weather in West Virginia. Better to see the potholes and litter with in southern West Virginia. Text says, our beef is with the Iranian people. The Iranian people became terrorists. I think you get, I don't agree with the Iranian people being terrorists because I don't know how many Iranians actually are terrorists. Could be a great number. I don't you make blanket statements like that. Text, I echo what one of your other texters said. No one wants to work anymore. It's pathetic. Cut off all their checks and see what happens. Text, what exactly will it take for your guest to act? How many Americans must die? This is a text there, reference to Howard Monroe. The text says, wars and conflict around the world are created by a few people in each country. What is the percentage of people in any country that wants to go to war? These few people sit back and kill people and send people to be killed just to fill their ego. I voted for Trump, but now I wish I hadn't, according to a texter. Hey, if you're worried about how you're going to pay for college, Metro News to the rescue. 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program. One high school junior is going to get a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan. Room, board, tuition, and fees all included. Full details available. WVMetroNews.com. Simply click on the Apply Now button. The deadline is May 3rd. 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today. The deadline is May 3rd. And again, the 2026 round of the West Virginia Scholar Program presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Text says, if a nuke went off in Jerusalem or Paris, your guess would be crying that Trump did nothing, says a texter. Text says, please, for the love of God, vote some Democrats back into office. Well, don't know necessarily that you're going to see a lot of that in West Virginia. There's one. I was looking at some of the legislative matchups. Of course, we still have a primary to get through. And the big story that's come out of the last 24 hours, Brad McElhenney writes about it, WVMetroNews.com, is who's been funding some of this advertising that's going Republican, again, another Republican. So I think we got a nasty primary to get through first to worry about that come the general election. Apparently, based on some of the things I have read online, some Republicans in West Virginia did not heed the great Ronald Reagan's commandment, thou shalt not speak ill of other Republicans. And now the governor, with all due respect, Governor Morrisey, is pretty much point blank said in about a 6-paragraph post on X that he will be endorsing and has already endorsed certain candidates in the Republican primary, and which that's his right to do that. Something we normally haven't seen in the past, but that's his right. Text says, I know you don't do Steam release, but you know what my Steam is? Well, I'll go ahead and let you Steam. All the commercials on television for medicines. They should all be outlawed. Text says, way to coward Monroe. Thank goodness you have no authority, says the texter. Text says, what's the difference? This is a meme. What's the difference between the Iran War and the Vietnam War? Donald Trump knew how to get himself out of the Vietnam War, says a texter. Text says, the Republicans in this state have to kiss the feet of Trump or they won't get elected. Text, why in the world do we need beer at Laidley Field? Let me do a little explaining about that. Last night, the Kanawha County Board of Education voted to allow at certain events beer sales at Laidley Field in Charleston, not at high school events. So if you're thinking about coming down for the state high school football championships and getting ripped, you'll have to do it, the way you're supposed to in your car in a parking lot. Not advocating that, but hey, good enough for Mom. It was good enough for me. So I'm just saying that they agreed to that last night. There was a vote of 5-1, I believe it was, that beer sales at certain events would be allowed at Laidley Field in Charleston, not scholastic events or anything like that. And it's already been allowed at certain. There was a big event there this past weekend, and there were beer tents there. So they're just kind of expanding that to events, not high school sporting events, though. And apparently some people in Charleston were upset about that. Text says, my heart breaks every time I read one of these stories about foster kids basically being abandoned or these kids starving to death. I really wish our legislature would get serious about it, but I doubt it. Text says, give them hell, President Trump. Do not let up and give the liberals, and do not let up and give in to the liberals and the liberal media. Kudos to Secretary of State Chris Warner, says a texter, for standing up to the Trump administration. Text, beer sales already allowed at Laidley Field. Just go to a UC football game. Again, this is not, I don't know what they allow at UC football games. I'm just saying that they voted last night, the school board voted last night to allow certain events at Laidley Field to have beer sales there, but not high school things. All right, it's 2:54. We'll wrap it up after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown!
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Welcome back to the show. Final few texts. Release the Epstein file, says a texter. Text says, our carpetbagger New Jersey governor who throws Trump's name on everything got elected because of the number of the candidates and the primary split the vote. Go back to New Jersey. Text says, if Donald Trump is correct and there was a threat of nuclear war and it occurs in 10 years from now, it will be global annihilation. Actions today are to prevent that. We must stop terrorists, says a texter. Mr. Weekly is
My
here.
goodness.
How you doing, man?
I'm fine. I'm
I'm fine, too.
I'm good. I'm glad to hear it because, man, beautiful day.
Beautiful
Gorgeous
day. A little bit
day.
cool, but otherwise it's good, pretty to look at.
Kind of sorry the college basketball season ended last night.
Oh, did it finally end?
It's over. I know.
I mean,
know.
I figured there was the New Jersey auto dealers, tournament or something going on.
Hey,
right
man,
now.
think about this: that the NBA playoffs go for another 2 months.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
You know,
they're still wrapping up last year's NBA playoffs.
Hey, I was thinking about this. Do you ever want to go see a basketball game in a football stadium? Like they do the Final Four, or some of the seats I saw.
I'm sure it's happened before.
Oh, it's happened for a long, long time. But I don't know if I'd ever want to do that. Like have a really bad seat in a football stadium trying to watch a basketball game. He stepped out of bounds. How would you know? You're like 2 miles away.
You're lucky to get me to watch basketball when I'm sitting on my couch, let alone to go somewhere to do it. All right, this guy's coming up with and what was your in or out? Hot dog stuffed pizza?
Yeah, every slice has a hot dog in the crust. Gotta love Canada, right?
Yeah, Canadians.
Canadians.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, have fun. I love somebody.